Hey y'all. What's going on, y'all? Friends. Where have you been? Hey, welcome to this week's episode of We Have Some Notes. I am your host, Chantel Siobhan. I know. I already know. Let me explain. First and foremost, I implore everybody that is listening and or watching. Get your flu shots. Get your flu shots. Get your pneumonia shots. This is for me. This is a note to myself. Self. Get you a flu shot. Okay? Get you a pneumonia shot. Get you a COVID shot. Get all them shots. Okay? Because at this big age, listen. All of the things almost took your girl out. I've been in the trenches. I've been in the trenches. My husband got double pneumonia, flu, sinus infections, neuro issues, all types of stuff. We've been in and out of the hospital for the last couple of weeks. Multiple hospitals, multiple doctors and specialists. Okay. Of course, he got me the flu. All right. I'm down. I'm down for the count, but he in the hospital. It's just a lot. It was a lot. So keep up on your immunizations. Note to self. I know how some of y'all get. Trust me, I'm one of those people. Oh, I'm not gonna get the flu shot. It gives you the flu. I can't wait. Do you hear me? I cannot wait to go see that doctor. Be like, immunize me. Okay. I almost took your girl out, but I'm glad to be here. With this week. It's so much going on. Of course, I have a fun show for you guys, but I also have a pretty important show. I'm going to add a very exclusive segment to the show. I am going to have a one-on-one interview with the family of Mercedes Wells, aka my family. Why am I in the news? I guess I'm not in the news, but why is it so close to my home? I don't know, but we wanted to share the story, and it's getting picked up a lot, but a lot of details are getting left out of the mainstream media. For instance, did you know that Mercedes, while in active labor, was actually escorted out by security out of Franciscan Health? So I'm going to have her sister-in-law on, and we're going to talk, my cousin, we're going to talk in more details about what exactly happened, minute for minute, what was happening, and what's been left out, and what are some next steps. This Black maternal issue in this country should not be happening anymore. So we're going to get to that, but we're going to have some fun first. So are y'all ready for a little game? What's it mean? What does it mean when you hear this? You already know. Let us get ready to go to Somebody Said. Okay? It is my favorite part of the show. Okay? And now you guys can play along with me. Hey. Somebody said. Okay. This is how this works. I am going to give you a quote. The quotes can be a line from a novel I read once upon a time, or a video game that I played. It could be a song that I heard. Something that's going to be connected to something that happened recently in the news. Okay. And you're going to try to guess who I'm saying is saying this quote. Who is it applicable to? Are y'all ready? Okay. Let me give you the very first clue. somebody said, you can't sit with us. Let's F out of here. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Okay, the correct answer is Zendaya. All right, y'all, let me tell y'all what's going on. So, as you know, Zendaya is the lead of a little show called Euphoria, child. When is it coming out? We don't know. It must be coming out soon because reportedly, Zendaya is refusing to stand next to. You can't be over here with me. Good genes, Sydney Sweeney. Okay, so y'all know this story. Sydney Sweeney was over there in that what do you call that? What do you call that? Child, I don't even know the name. I don't even know the name of these jeans right now. But apparently, you know, hey, Zendaya don't want no parts. And so she is refusing to stand next to Sydney in any press that they're doing for the show. Okay. American Eagle. That's what it is. American Eagle. And so this article, what is this? This is the Tab. Okay. The Tab is reporting that, Zendaya is not trying to be around that whole playing on eugenics and white supremacy. And, Sydney at any opportunity. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how I know she meant what she was doing. At any good time, Sydney Sweeney and her team could have come out and said, I love denim. I love the brand. Listen, hey, I didn't realize that was the direction of the campaign or what they were going to be alluding to, and I just wanted to be a model for the denim because that's my favorite thing to wear. And so I just thought that more people and more diverse people other than myself would all be taking part of this campaign down the road. I didn't realize that people would take it this way, and I'm deeply saddened, hurt, and disturbed that people are taking it that way. And I'm very apologetic in my role in that because I never want my audience and my fans to feel like I am playing into a long known racist rhetoric. But she ain't say none of that. You know what that tell me? She meant that. So Zendaya said, hey, absolutely not. I won't be doing no press with you. I won't be standing next to you. Find somebody else to do it. And more importantly, you got to be careful. You got to be more careful. Okay? You got to be more careful because now, listen, no, I'm over here pressing buttons, child. What button is it? No. What button am I trying? Listen. Okay, there we go. Listen. Now, Sydney Sweeney is flopping left and right at these box offices. Okay? She done been in about 3-4 movies or 4 movies in a show. This latest movie, this is Entertainment Weekly reporting that this movie, Christie, has set the box office record for being the worst box office drop in the second weekend. All right. It is flopping. It's a chop. It's the chop. It says Sydney Sweeney's boxing biopic Christie set a new box office record for the worst second weekend drop, according to Box Office Mojo. The film opened to a low $1.3 million total ticket sales, but dropped a stunning 91.91. Can y'all see this? I just want to make sure. Listen. 91%, 91.7%. Might as well call it 92. Not 92. Clock it. After being pulled from 1,200 screens, earning only $108,000 in his second weekend, a little over $108,000. Sydney previously defended the film's underperformance, saying, "We don't always just make art for numbers. We make it for impact." Well, you can't have impact if ain't nobody gone to see it. Huh? You didn't mess this lady, had a $15 million budget. You didn't mess this lady's legacy and biopic story up because you want to go play. Listen, the F around and find out is strong with this one. All right. Now, in addition to this movie, hold on, let me find out. Let me listen, because it's giving flop after flop. Flop after flop. Look at this. This is Collider. She's had 3 flops in a row, friend. Okay. Said she's poised to deliver a 4th flop despite getting Oscar buzz. All right. What are the other movies? Let me try to find out, because this is crazy. Okay, yes, this all kicked off. This actor is coming off a string of box office flops, Clyder says. She played a supporting role in Madam Web. Now, I ain't going to keep you. I'm not going to keep you. I like Madam Web. I like Madam Web. Listen, this is before the whole, listen, I liked, and I don't know what y'all wanted from Madam Web. Can't be superhero movie. Like, what did y'all want from it? I liked it. But, okay, she played a supporting role in Madam Web. We know that flop. It received terrible reviews, and it grossed only $100 million against a reported budget of $80 million. Now, mind you, when they report in the budget, that's not even that's not calling into account the marketing budget. They really be keeping that marketing budget under the ropes. But the marketing budget be about 30, 40, 50% of the movie's budget. So they always want you to make 2, 2.5, 3 times or more the actual budget that they're reporting. Okay. Then she followed this up with the long-delayed dark comedy Americana. Never heard of it, okay? Which earned less than $1 million. Then she appeared as a part of a star-studded ensemble in Ron Howard's Eden, which grossed a 20th of... I'm embarrassed. A 20th of its reported $50 million budget. Okay. It goes on to say, at this stage, Christie will likely struggle to hit even the $10 million mark domestically. Sydney, sweetie, it's a chop. It's a chop. It's a chop. So sorry to say that for you. But hey, listen, let me find, I got all of my buttons. All of my buttons are messed up, friend. Thank you. Okay. Let's move on. Did y'all get that one right? You can't sit with us. I know that's right, Zendaya. Don't lend none of your star power to the clan. Okay, because it's giving clan activity. We don't got time. All right. If you really put me on, put your cell phone in. You in your superior genes. Let's move on, friend. Let's move on to the next clue. Okay. Somebody said, my milkshake brings all the folks to the yard. Time out. Okay, so if you guess Kris Jenner, you would be correct. I have been meaning to get on here and talk to y'all about Kris Jenner for a long, long time. Kris Jenner look good. Kris Jenner looks good AF. Okay. She just celebrated her 70th birthday. I'm going to pull up some clips here. She just celebrated her 70th birthday, and Miss Mama's looks fantastic. All right. Whoever is doing whatever they are doing, phenomenal. Okay. Now she had this little birthday, and y'all were quite upset. Y'all were quite upset about this birthday. Let me see. Can y'all make that bigger? Okay, so you see her. She's got this beautiful red dress on. I mean, she does. Listen. How old is Kris giving? Because it's not giving 70. Let's go through here and name a few people that we may or may not recognize at this party. Of course, Corey Gamble was there. That looks to be Jeff Bezos. Okay, which a lot of people were very upset that he was in attendance. I believe that's his wife, Lauren Sanchez Bezos. Hey, is this Mark? Facebook people? Yeah. Zuck is in the building. He was there with his wife. I don't know who this woman is. Mariah the Carey. I just figure like Mariah the Carey don't leave out the house unless it's either money or a promised good time, right? Mariah looks fantastic as well. I don't know who none of those people are, child. Stevie Wonder. Okay. Are these the Hiltons? We know that they have a long-standing relationship. Don't get me. I'll get some people. I will get some people. Listen, over there on the other side, I don't really mind y'all business like that. I'm trying. It says Hill figure. So I see Tommy. Hey, Tommy. There go Tommy. We've got Alicia Keys was at this party. Okay, look at her. She just looks fantastic. Chris Rock, of course, her family was there. There go Paris, Nikki Hilton. Sierra was there. Okay. Vanessa Bryant. Kobe's wife was there. Everybody, listen, all of the billionaires, multimillionaires, well, multimillionaires. Listen, everybody but Rihanna was at this party that day. And she might have been there too. I don't know. Oprah's there. Gail is there. Tyler Perry is there. Listen, everybody was there. Y'all were really upset at this lady for throwing herself a 70th birthday party with these other billionaires. I don't understand the confusion. Billionaires hang around other billionaires. Why are we upset about this? Huh? Why are you so upset about this? This lady was having a good time. Did we have another? Listen. Everybody was here. There go the girls. And listen. Is this Bill? I don't know if that's Bill. Is that Bill Gates? Y'all really trying to. I feel like he was there. Somebody said is that Biebs? Look at the Biebs. I think that's Bieber. I think that's Justin Bieber. Everybody. Is this Pamela? Is this Pamela Anderson? No, that's Melanie Griffith. See, my bad. I tried. I tried the dibble and dabble. Okay. There's Courtney, got Babyface. We know that they're good friends. Is that Sugar Ray Leonard? It is. It is. I don't know who this man is next to Mariah. David, somebody to own a lot of stuff, more than likely. Because that's who was at this party. People to own all the things. people that own all the things were at this party. Now, this is when y'all really, this one here really burnt y'all biscuits. This is when y'all started getting into y'all think pieces. And I said, hey, why don't you know that they are friends? They've always hung out. Are you new here? Beyonce Giselle knows. Was there with her mama Tina knows. Okay? To celebrate Kris Jenner's 70th birthday. Everybody in the photo looks amazing. Everybody. It's like a really cute, like 007/Christmas poker table tournament theme. Hey, listen, why do y'all think that Beyonce is not friends with these people? All of these billionaires and multi-millionaires are in the circle. It's the circle of funds. This is networking. And then to be quite honest, this is why I make no qualms about letting y'all know that I am the Chicago chapter, Beehive president, founder and sitting, self-appointed. Because how y'all don't know that Beyonce is close friends with the Jenner Kardashians? When Beyonce got off of the Renaissance tour, there were all type of photos of Kris Jenner and Corey being in Beyonce's backyard, chilling, having a cookout. Okay, Beyonce was walking around regular, relaxed, getting the peace and quiet that she deserves because she had just got out of tour, and they was over there just hanging. What are we saying? What are the think pieces about? That Hollywood people hang out with other Hollywood people? Yes, that's how that works. That is how that works. Anyway, Kris Jenner looks fantastic. I'm not mad at it. Okay, listen. Y'all ready for the next clue? Y'all ready? Okay. Somebody said, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Try again. Dust yourself off. Try again. And no, it's not Aaliyah. That's your clue. Who said it? Okay. I feel like I don't know that y'all got that wrong, but I feel like y'all got that wrong. Okay, let me know in the comments. But the correct answer was Kim Kardashian. Listen. Hey, listen. Po baby. Po little teen cats once again had a failed attempt at passing a bar and coming one of, LA Law's brightest. I'm actually happy that she is sharing her journey in doing this. She put out a video, and she put out a little bit of a statement. Make that bigger for you guys. But in the video, you kind of see her going through her process of studying, child.
Being a mom and studying. So now that we're in the home stretch, the last 2 weeks, my kids are on a great vacation, so I can focus. I really have to get these Civ Pro essays down. That's my task of the day. And since we only have so much time, I can only do one subject a day, and then I have to let it go at this point.
So she writes in this post, I've shared so much of this journey with you, and this summer I documented some of the final 2 weeks of studying, the ups and downs and everything in between. On November 7th, I found out I didn't pass the bar. It was disappointing, but it wasn't the end. The dream means too much to me to walk away from, so I'm going to keep studying, keep learning, and keep showing up for myself until I get there. The girls got tenacity, okay? The girls got tenacity. I respect it. And I love that she's showing this because listen, forget that she's Kim Kardashian for a minute. This is a person that's got 4 kids. Is it 4? I think she's got 4. She's got 4 kids. Y'all know she just got through filming, so she's been on a road promoting that all what is it? All's Fair, Ryan Murphy production, right? So she's busy as all heck all the time, and she's running all the Skims, and hey, Nike, they came out the collab. She's got a lot of stuff going on. The Kardashians are back in there. Have y'all checked out the new season of Kardashians? Because there was something about she had some type of health issue she had because of that divorce. Was it an aneurysm scare or something? The empathetic side of me just feels so bad for her. But I love that she's showing this because, listen, nobody makes it to where they are without failing. You know, I think that's an important message. It doesn't matter who the messenger is, because I know y'all don't like her. And I don't know why y'all get so involved in not liking her. I like her. But it's such an important message to send, to say, you're not going to always succeed and knock you right out of the box, but that doesn't mean you should just up and quit. And don't be afraid to fail in public. Don't be too, caught up in what other people may think or say, that you don't try to make your goal. It's your life. I love this. And quiet as it's kept, y'all would have just discredited her. If she just would have upped and passed that bar, y'all would have sworn up and down that Kris Jenner and Todd had set the scheme up. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying when I'm not. Y'all would have said that she paid them people off. So now when she officially, after the umpteenth time, passes this bar, becomes a lawyer, don't be trying to say that she paid her way to become a lawyer and get the bar. Okay, they taking this serious. They not playing around with her. They want them answers correct. So she's got to keep trying. I saw a clip of what is the sister? Courtney. I didn't like it. Courtney was just like, why is this so important to you if it's taking time away from your kids? I'm all about spending all of my time as much as possible, 99.9999% of my time with my kids. Girl, F them kids. I'm sorry. Sorry. Not F your kids in particular, but the universal kids, F them kids. Your life is not supposed to stop because you got kids. And I like Kim's answer. I want them to see, you're instilling a work ethic. I want them to see that I too am going to school and I too am still pursuing things and I'm working and I'm building, because that's how kids, one, become proud of you. They become proud and say, my mom did this. I was with my mom and she did this and this. And they feel included in the process. And then they may want to follow in her footsteps. They may have see this and see her work ethic and be like, I can juggle lots of stuff and, become an astrophysicist. I don't know. That's just how kids do. So I love that she's doing that and not just doing influencer type stuff. Y'all do not give this girl a break. Let's move on. Kim. Just listen, to keep us updated, child. Let us know. It makes me want to go back to law school. It's one of my dreams to go to law school. Okay, y'all ready? All right. Somebody said what I ordered versus what I got. Who said that? What I ordered versus what I got. Did y'all get it? The correct answer is Lotto. Okay, so Lotto was recently featured on Summer Walker's new album, Finally Over It, which, by the way, was a really great album. The whole trilogy. So we got Over It, Still Over It, and the new album is called Finally Over It. Love the whole trilogy. Summer One with that one, okay? But there's a song on there that's featuring Lotto, and she said that's not what they had sent. She sent them people. She said what she sent them people, and what them people have been over there putting on an album for us to hear, it don't sound the same to her. Okay, so let's read what she's talking about, y'all. Lotto says, and this is on the Jasmine brand. Let's make that a little bit bigger for y'all. Okay, so it says, "Oop, Lotto is not happy with the way her verse turned out on Summer Walker's album." Okay, she claims that she complained to her vocals on the song Go Girl. Whoever mixed the track effed up her auto tune. Okay. So then she goes on to share a snippet of the song. Listen, I'm not even gonna keep you. It ain't even worth playing. Everybody else said we don't hear it. Lotto, what are you talking about? We can't hear it.
I'm a 10 and a freak.
That's what she's saying.
I'm only spitting out this the ring.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit. And let's see, we have the final one on here. This the album version.
I'm a 10 and a freak. I'm only spitting out.
No, we don't hear it, boo. We don't hear it. So I think she has come to terms with whatever she had going on with that, because that may be a little bit of perfectionism hitting her spirit. I don't know, but to the general public, to us with regular ears, I got an inch better ear than the regular person. I ain't hear it. I didn't hear the difference. So she was sad tripping, but she said that is not what I had told them people. That's not what I had told them. Okay. This is my last clue for you guys. Are you ready? Okay. Somebody said, "I've been getting to the money. Everybody mad. I've been getting to the money. Get it. Everybody mad. Who said that?" And no, it's not Beyonce. Who said it? Did you get it? I don't get that ish. Okay. The correct answer that I'm looking for is Olandria. Oh, it's definitely Olandria. Okay, so listen, baby. Olandria is getting to her paper. She had the best November. I don't know about everybody else's month. Olandria has had the best run for 2025. This month alone, she just recently snagged her first magazine cover. Let me show you guys. For Harper's Bazaar. Look at this. This is Harper's Bazaar Vietnam digital mag, but she is the cover girl. Look at this. Look at these pictures. Come on, friend. Look, come on. The cheekbones, the angles. Okay. Haters will say it's photoshopped. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This is art. This is art. Okay. I mean, everything's gorgeous. The photographer did an amazing job. These beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. We already know Landry's body is tea. But this is look at this. It's giving Bridgerton, fam. It's giving Bridgerton via Alabama. Okay. Love to see that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that marks the first spread for her in like a really high-end, prestigious magazine. We know that more is going to come. And then on top of that, she turned around. She got featured in Glamour. And she also was a brand ambassador for Angel Reese's, the Angel Reese ones collaboration with Reebok. Okay, them sold out. She's getting the money. I don't know. Like we saw that y'all's friend Huda, child. We saw y'all's friend Huda and what happened with that troll calling into her live stream. I don't know if you call in, but whatever. Got added to the live stream, called Alandria the N-word, and Huda's immediate response was to laugh. Her and her man. And by the way, I don't know that man's name, but he should be held accountable too. And whatever brand sponsorships he had, because if I really go look at that video again and really lean in, I'm pretty sure he was the first one to giggle. He was the first one to giggle. Hell. So Huda ended up losing her brand sponsorship with Huda Beauty, which that was a perfect combination. That was such a stupid move. But meanwhile, while y'all over there playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes, Melandria is getting to the bag. That was this week. Somebody said, did y'all have fun? Did y'all have fun? You did? Okay. I don't know. I think it's a good time. I like playing Somebody Said with y'all, child. But let's move on. Let's get into the show. What is the first thing? Let me get into my notes. I have to get into the habits of not rushing. This is my ish. I just gotta take my time. I want to talk to you guys about, some shows, some movies that I have been watching. Okay, let's take my time. All right, let's get into, we have some screen notes. Okay. We've got some screen notes. Have y'all seen and have y'all heard of this little show called All Her Fault? Baby, it was some good white mess. All Her Fault is some good white people mess. This is the type of white people mess that we enjoy. All right. Let me walk y'all through this because this is crazy. First of all, this is a limited series. It is a mystery thriller. My favorite genre. Okay. It stars old girl from Succession. Whole time I call her Siobhan. I'm not gonna keep you. Whole time I call Siobhan, and I call Colin Lawrence because that's his name. How you gonna tell me that's not Lawrence from over there on Crenshaw with Issa, who worked at the Best Buy? How you gonna tell me that? Worked at the Best Buy, messed around on Issa with credenza, okay, got condolences pregnant, and now they got a baby, and got Issa over there taking care of the baby. Now he all over here with these white people messing up these white people house. Listen, Lawrence, baby. And I'm just glad to see that he not up in Issa's house. And I guess credenza kicked him out too. But anyway, Insecure ain't got no business being off there, child. Anyway, All Her Fault. It's a Peacock series. It's taking the streaming service. I think it's got like 2 billion streams or something crazy. Like, it is killing the streamers, right? Let's listen to a little bit.
Keeps going that big for me.
You, Colin, and Leah are all lying to me. You're hiding something from me, and I don't know what that is.
What are you gonna do? I will do whatever it takes.
I think even good people can do bad things if they're pushed.
Maybe you're the reason my...
Baby, Dakota Fanning was up in here. First of all, in my head, Dakota Fanning is still a child. So it trips me out. I think this is like the second limited series I done seen her in. I don't remember the other one, but I didn't like her in that one. I forgot what that one was called. But she was grown and pregnant. Okay. Grown and pregnant in that one. Anyway, this is a story about a woman whose 5-year-old son is kidnapped and missing. All right. Long story short, everybody's a suspect. Dakota Fanning is a suspect. Lawrence is a suspect. And most importantly, she is blaming herself. She's at fault. Some stuff went down that, she dropped the ball on. And so she's blaming herself. Each episode unfolds and we find out that different family members may have had motivation to be behind the son being missing. It is such a good, delicious. I'm telling you, if we must be accosted, if you will, into some white people stuff, this is what we want to be accosted into. Go check out All Her Fault, Peacock, now streaming. Okay. What's the next thing I wanted to go over with you guys? Let's watch this. Let's watch this one together. We have a new Black rom-com. I literally was just sitting here talking to my husband. I was like, when was the last time we had like a really good Black rom-com? And now we got one.
So some random rich spicy white boy.
Halle Bailey. It takes me a time. Halle Bailey is another name. Listen, this is just me. Halle Bailey is another name that doesn't roll off the tongue because I want to say Halle Berry, or I want to combine her name with Hailey Bieber. So I want to do something like Halle Bailey. It's just, I had to sit there and think about it. But Halle Bailey is in this movie with Bridgerton season 1's Reggae John Page. I think I said his name right, child. Reggae John Page. Okay, so this is You, Me in Tuscany. This is a rom-com. It's produced by Will Packer. Will Packer did Girls Trip. He done a bunch of stuff. And listen, this looks good. Let's watch this together.
And you think that that's a sign to fly to Italy tonight? It's not about. So let me get this straight. You mean some random rich white boy?
He's Italian.
Salute.
So some random rich spicy white boy. And you think that that's a sign to fly to Italy tonight?
It's not about him. He doesn't even live there anymore. But he told me about his big old villa just sitting there.
Empty.
Don't come calling me from no Tuscan jail.
First time to Tuscany?
My first time pretty much anywhere. Hello? Who leaves an engagement ring in a junk drawer?
What are you doing here?
Arresti questa donna.
This is all a really big misunderstanding.
Dio mio. She's marrying Matteo.
Yes! I'm marrying Matteo!
Congratulazioni!
What do I do?
You can pretend to be his fiancé, or you go to prison. Either way, it's very romantic.
I can't wait to see this. I can't wait. But we got to wait. You want to know why? Friend, this movie is still in production. Child, they are still filming this. This don't come out until Next April. Yeah. Yeah. So we got a minute, but you heard kind of the setup. She's out there in Tuscany being adventurous, and she goes into I think she thinks she has the invitation to stay at this place from Mateo while Mateo's not there. And lo and behold and lo, the family don't know nothing about this little black girl been in their house. So they are about to call the police on her. So she's about to be in Tuscan prison, which never mind. So she's holding the engagement ring, and so they assume that she is Mateo's fiance. So she just is pretending to be this man's fiance that's not there, bonding with the family. And then comes fine old Reggae John Page, shirtless, tall, nice looking. And so now they are in a little situation. They're in a little situation because she's got to keep up. I don't know why she just didn't go home, child. I guess we'll find out. But that is You, Me, and Tuscany. Also, as a note, I have some notes. You, Me, and Tuscany. You, Me, and Tuscany. It don't flow off the tongue. It don't flow off. Black people like stuff to be. When we give this a nickname, it's gonna be like, you watch Tuscany? You watch Tusk? I want to watch Halle Berry and Tusk. We've got to shorten this some kind of way. It's just got to be us and Tusk. Tuscany and us. Tuscany and us got a ring to it. You, Me, and Tuscany does not have, there's too many syllables. Black folks are going to drop that. I don't know what the nickname is going to be, but we're not going to say You, Me, and Tuscany. I can guarantee you that. That's what was going on this week. A lot. What wasn't? What wasn't going on, friend? It was a lot going on. And it was hard keeping up with everything. Okay. So I'm gonna hit y'all with a few stuff that I wanted to talk to y'all about, but it can't possibly be everything. Because it was crazy out here. First things first. Megan Thee Stallion. Did y'all see that she's back in court? Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion is back in court, child, to testify against blogger Milagro Grams in a federal defamation trial. All right, so this is all stemming from the defamation lawsuit that Megan filed in October of last year against Milagro, who is a social media commentator known as Milagro. I don't know if it's Milagro, child. Y'all know I don't know nobody's name. Milagro Grams. Okay, so they say that basically, long story short, Milagro, according to Megan, was bullying her, spreading lies, says that the defendant is a long-time mouthpiece of Daystar Peterson, which, by the way, why is Tory Lanez named Daystar? Make sure y'all can see this. Let's make it bigger so you can read along with me. Okay. They say that the defendant is a longtime mouthpiece of Tory Lanez, who is a convicted felon who shot Miss Pete in 2020 and has been working with him ever since to falsely brand Miss Pete as an incompetent liar and alcoholic. They've said that a part of their vendetta against Megan Thee Stallion was to spread vicious and hateful rumors about her to the defendant's over 100,000 social media followers, causing her extreme emotional distress. They say that the defendant's malicious intent was clear to discredit and shame Megan because of her testimony at Tory Lanez's trial, which ultimately landed him in prison. Now, I didn't know that he was in prison for 10 years with no parole. Gots to be more careful. They say that Peterson is not named as a defendant in the lawsuit, but was asked to give a deposition ahead of the trial. Something happened with that too. I'll find it. But anyway, what are they accusing her of? They say the complaint, which was reviewed by ABC News, accuses Milagro Cooper of defamation, promoting an altered sexual depiction of Pete, cyber stalking, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. There is something about some type of AI sex tape that she was sharing that just was taking stuff too far, allegedly. Too far. She was allegedly sharing this, and Megan was very allegedly distraught about this. It got to her manager, people close in her camp. She had to go to therapy. She's paying hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, allegedly, in therapy to deal with this issue. It was embarrassing. However, Milagro's attorneys argued that the multiple allegations of defamation are an overreach. And they allege that some of these statements made by her are substantially true, while others are clearly opinion and or rhetorical hyperbole, and therefore not actionable as a matter of the law. Okay. The complaint argues that Cooper conspired with Daystar to punish Megan. I don't like when they use the last names. Like, I know that's AP. I know it's just you, but okay. For testifying in his trial. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay. Did we learn anything about this? This is when I found out that he's in prison without parole for 10 years. It's crazy. Like the decisions that we make as people, that's crazy. Yeah. Do I have anything else on this? Listen, here's the thing. What I find, do I have any more clips? I know that Megan is fed up because she's just trying to be loved up on her boo thing. Who wants to be dealing with this? Oh, this is a look. This is her leaving court.
Hi, Mom.
2 days ago.
If it wasn't for you,
right, we got ad. But yeah, she just wants to be just wants to be laid up with her man. It's cold outside. She's trying to cuddle. Anybody got time for this? This is like, and here's the thing: when you go through something traumatic, the last thing you want to do is keep reliving that and defending that. Like, it's so much victim blaming that goes on when we have to, revisit this case when it comes to Megan, because people just simply don't like her. A lot of people, even the women, are very male centered, and so yeah, I know that she wants to be somewhere else, but I'm not going to pay too much more attention to this trial. I'm going to tell you why. This is why. This is when I realized I'm not doing too much with this. First of all, I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing about it. 2020, this has been going on. Since 2020. We are almost in 2026. I don't care no more. I hope she gets justice in every way possible. I don't want to hear about it. But more importantly, why were y'all playing like this? So they showed Megan coming out of court. Y'all saw how adorable she looked in this really cute pink suit with the red pump, the layered bob, looks on looks. Then y'all get on Blue Ivy's internet and show Milagro looking like this. Miss Mims has on, I think listen, first of all, her feet are cockeyed. I ain't never seen nobody feet be cockeyed, pigeon-toed and cockeyed at the same time. Why was she standing like this? It just makes me feel that reportedly, everything they say she did it. Because why are you coming outside looking like this? That's number one. Number two, who took this picture? Who took this picture and then posted it on Blue Ivy's internet? Y'all play all day. Y'all play too much.
Where are the shoes from?
Dr. May said I'm a she-eating hoe, but these from fashion.
Number three, to the person who asked her where the shoes from, because it's like some slide-in zebra print murals with like a 4-inch heel that she's cockeyed in, to whoever, sir. I'm not following this story no more. I simply cannot. Okay. I don't got nothing for you in regards to this story. All right. Moving on, child. Moving on. What Phaedra say? Get away from me with this, Apollo. Get away from me with this, Apollo. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? Ah, yes. Prison days at Bravo High. This week in the news, we have more on as the Housewives, the prison pipeline churns. I really want Andy to explain to me why everybody in his production company, all these shows, the whole franchise, keep getting arrested and imprisoned. Is that not suspicious to you? Because it's suspicious to me. This is the latest on the Housewife, the prison pipeline. Apparently, Mia Thornton has also been arrested for alleged theft. We've got a mugshot. Let's zoom in. It's a pretty mugshot, though, girl. Skin is glowing. Yeah, you ate that. What was the reason? Mia Thornton may have departed the Real Housewives of Potomac, but drama is clearly a firm fixture in her life, the Grape Juice reports. The reality star got a reality check in an Atlanta airport on November 19th, where she was arrested for grand larceny. What? According to TMZ, Thornton was detained at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport and then booked at the Fulton County Jail. She's accused of stealing furniture from a condo to the tune of over $11,000. What? Per the report, Thornton allegedly moved out of the furnished home in October and took the problem with me is I live a dry, sober life. And so let me find it. You done took these people's furniture out the furnished house that you didn't provide the furnishings for? Allegedly, reportedly, allegedly. Per the report, Mia Thornton allegedly moved out of the furnished home in October and took the furniture and a TV with her. The homeowner filed a police report accusing her of vacating the property in the middle of the night. Police body cam footage captured the moment she arrived at the police station. Again, gorgeous. Gorgeous. This news comes on the heels of current Real Housewives of Potomac star Wendy Asafu being arrested and charged with multiple counts of fraud. And do. Ooh.
Ms. Thornton, you ready? How you doing? I'm Officer Hunt, City of Atlanta Police.
So this is at the airport?
Cool. All right, cool. So what we're going to do is I'll take you back to our precinct, finish doing my paperwork, and once that's done, you have a cell phone?
No, juvenile hold room.
Okay. So we'll go back to the precinct. I'll do my paperwork, and once that's done, then I'm going to transport you to Fulton County.
So is she still in the prison?
We just have a holding cell.
Jail?
Just holding cell.
Holding cell?
Okay. If you want to, you can throw your shoes on. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Look how calm she is. I just want to cry. The thoughts of being thrown on somebody's nasty prison, jail, holding cell, back of police vehicle.
You want your hands this way, or you want your hands turn this side like you're praying? You want this way? What's your way more comfortable? Okay. Let's. Okay. All right. That's fine. We'll go that way.
Yo, this is crazy. Then he got my girl locked up. Won't let her out. Whoa.
I'll take him back off for you so you can relax a little bit, all right?
What is happening? Why is this happening so much? No, for real. There needs to be investigation. There needs to be investigation. I don't know what's going on over there with Bravo, but there needs to be an investigation. I am suspicious that you may be complicit. I am suspicious that Bravo might be complicit. Look at this. Okay, so then on top of that, that's not where it ends. The housewife, the prison pipeline does not stop there with Mia Thornton. Okay. Porsha also then got detained. They say a 70-year-old Delta passenger, let me make it bigger for you guys, is accusing Porsha Williams of assault. So let's go back because this is the lady talking. This is on the neighborhood talk. So let's listen to Porsha.
I'm not gonna have to listen to that. And I said, well, do you want to? And she said, no. I said, okay. And then I said, well, there was a nicer way you could have said that, And then she says, what? She's like, you don't talk to me. And I was like, are you okay? From that point on, she said, who do you think you are? And so I said, oh, no. I said, y'all need to get her out of here. Please get her away from me. And so then when she tried to take her phone and record, and she drops her phone on the floor. She's like, you hit me. Oh my God. You hit me. You just hit me in my face. Oh my God. I'm pressing charges. I want you to be in jail.
Okay, so Porsha says that the Delta passenger she got into an argument with became upset because her phone was playing out loud. She denies striking the woman in the face, but admits to telling her, get your ugly ass up out of here. In body cam footage, this is neighborhood talk. In body cam footage detailing her side of the story, Porsha claims she had been on Instagram full blast for 25, or the lady said she claims Porsha had been on Instagram full blast for 25 minutes before she interjected. This unnamed 70-year-old woman claims she was scared for her life. Now, why are you scared of your life? Because somebody's listening to their phone. She was scared for her life due to Porsha allegedly sticking her finger so close to her face, and she believed she was going to be assaulted. Why y'all act like y'all ain't never got slapped around before? Why are y'all always scared for your life? Don't nobody need to be more afraid for their life than colored people around white women. Huh? What do you mean? What are you saying to me? Already I'm on Porsha's side. This done went down a wrong road for me. She says this all went down as the plane was taking off, which is why flight attendants couldn't come help her from her beating. White people. It's the colorful word choices for me. She claims that Porsha grabbed her phone from her lap, that Porsha allegedly smacks her hand, causing her phone to tumble down the aisle. The woman also claimed a flight attendant admitted to witnessing it. I'm afraid she's going to have me killed, the woman said during her statement to the police. Following the incident, Porsha spoke with the same officer and denied having any physical contact with the woman. She claims the woman became irate with her and had to move seats after becoming aggressive. It'll be interesting watching this play out. No, it's not interesting. I already know immediately what that was. That was some white woman that was mad that a black woman was in her space. In peace, minding her black business. That's what that was. I don't know about the rest of the Housewives to prison pipeline, but listen, I'm Team Underground Railroad with this one. Okay, so allegedly this is video, not allegedly, but this is some video of the lady
goes like that and throws my phone. Is my information going to be given to the woman who assaulted me?
No, ma'am.
Because I'm afraid for my life.
The plane was in the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was taking off.
Just
That's
taking
why
off.
the flight attendants couldn't come help me from her beating.
Hey, how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm not very good, sir, and you?
Good. I'm Officer Brumman. I work with the Atlanta Police Department.
Great.
So I heard about the incident that happened, but I haven't heard your side of the story.
Why didn't we hear my side of the story first, sir?
Well, I had another officer
Oh, okay. Well,
spoke to you, but I just want to hear it
and do you
personally.
think it's proper to retell you the whole story where everybody's sitting around here, they can all hear it?
No, ma'am. If you want to be private,
I think we should be private,
Okay.
sir. This is an assault
okay.
matter.
You want to come over?
Yes.
Girl.
What do you want to? Yes, ma'am. Where do you want to stand?
And as soon as I go like this, she takes her hand and goes like that and throws my phone. Is my information going to be given to the woman who assaulted me?
No, ma'am.
Because I'm afraid for my life.
The plane was in.
Is there no office? Is there nothing legitimate here?
No, there's no office.
Still complaining.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What do you want to know? The whole story?
What's your phone number?
Listen, that woman is entitled. That woman is racist.
First of all, where did the incident happen?
I was sitting in my seat
Where?
in Delta Airlines, seat number 3A, or B, I believe.
This happened in Las Vegas?
Yes, sir.
While the plane was still boarding?
No.
The plane was in the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was taking off.
Just
That's
taking
why
off.
the flight attendants couldn't come help me from her beating, because they had to be buckled in.
Okay, so what happened?
Before I say anything, I want to know, is my information going to be given to the woman?
Ladies and
When
stuff.
she came on board, she said, I'm in that seat. I said, no problem. I jumped up, got far away from her so she had plenty of room. She had to put stuff in the upstairs thing. I understand that. Took plenty of time. Sit back down. We never spoke other than that. And after about 25 minutes of her on Instagram, full blast, every time she would flip, because apparently it was from a loud place, I jumped because it was so loud.
Oh, you jumped.
So I waited 25 minutes.
Okay.
Give her time, let her do whatever she needed to do. And then I said, am I going to have to listen to that the whole time?
Right.
And she said, do you like it? And I said, no. And she said, well, I don't like the way you asked me.
That happened.
I said, don't put this on me. And the next thing I know, there was a fingernail so close to my eye that I thought I was going to be impaled. And she came on board.
Blinded.
She said, I'm in that seat. I said, no problem. I jumped up, got far. I want to do it to you, sir.
Why
she had her
you
hands
don't
in my
hear how
face,
y'all sound
screaming,
us?
calling me crazy. On and on and on. So now the flight attendants can't come help me because they're strapped in for this takeoff. My phone is sitting against my leg on my lap. So I take it to video to try and protect myself. And as soon as I go like this, she takes her hand and goes like that and throws my phone. And everybody sees the phone go down the end of the whole airplane.
Oh no!
And the flight attendant told me he saw her knock it out of my hand. And that's assault. And
So
I'm
she
70 years old.
So she actually knocked the phone off your hand.
You're damn right she did.
Okay.
I didn't drop it.
All right. All right.
But here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid she's going to have me killed.
Oh, now you're afraid you're going to have get.
I certainly can. I have it written down in my phone.
Can you just jot it down on this bit of paper?
I want to do it to you, sir. She had her hands in my face.
Instagram was on, and she told me, am I going to have...
No. Immediately no. That actually upset me. That's my first time hearing that. Okay. Team Porsha on that one. I got everything I need to know from hearing what that lady was over there talking about. Entitled, insufferable, racist white woman who didn't want to share space with the black lady. She didn't feel that the black lady was deserving to be that close in her space with agency over her own body and her own possessions. That's what that one was. Let's move on, because also on that same note, let's see. They say that there's still a path to NeNe Leakes returning to Bravo. Okay. The door is not closed. The door is not closed for NeNe Leakes. This is rolling out. It's reporting that after years of public feuding with Bravo, NBC, Andy Cohen, and the entire Real Housewives of Atlanta production team. Let me make this bigger for y'all. They say that there's fresh hope emerging from an unexpected source. That source is Francis Berwick. He is the chairman of Bravo and Peacock Unscripted. He recently suggested there is a path forward that could exist for the polarizing reality star. I don't think she's polarizing, but let's see. The topic was brought up after BravoCon, this most recent BravoCon, on the whole subject of forgiveness, and Karen Huger made her first public appearance to warm up reception. And so Berwick, as an aftermath, acknowledged that Leakes has already worked with the NBC Universal family since their fallout. Excuse me. She's appeared on, NeNe was on red carpet shows for E!, proving that some level of collaboration remained possible despite their rocky history. Has NeNe been on Traitors? I want to see. So here's a note. Let me find out before I give the note. NeNe Leakes on Traitors. Was she on Traitors? She declined. Okay. Immediately, before you even come back to the franchise, I need NeNe Leakes. I need NeNe Leakes ASAP. on Traders. And I don't care which one you put on. You can put on Traders US, you can put on Traders UK, you can put on Traders Scotland, Traders Canada, whatever one you want to take her to. NeNe belongs on Traders. I'm telling you, she would eat it up. Eat it up. I want NeNe on Traders immediately. But okay. Said the relationship between NeNe and Bravo deteriorated significantly when the reality star accused Andy Cohen and network executives of engaging in racist behavior. Well, Leakes went further, claiming they actively blackballed her from other opportunities after she publicly called them out. Did you? These weren't quiet complaints, but explosive allegations that seemed to permanently damage any chance of reconciliation. But now Berg believes several options could work for bringing Leakes back into the fold. She could possibly rejoin the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where she became a household name and helped build the franchise into what it is today. Another possibility involves the recent announced 20th anniversary event series, Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip. Berg made it clear that Leakes appearing on the show again is absolutely within a realm of possibility. Let me just pause right there. First and foremost, let's just be clear. Y'all need her. Y'all need NeNe on that network immediately. And you need her desperately on a housewife to prison pipeline known as Real Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac, Miami, New York, whatever. She needs to be back on that franchise because we are bored. We've been bored. We are tired and we are weary. And whatever you thought you were going to try out for size, oh, we can make somebody else a household name, or oh, we can try it out some new cast. As you can see, it's not working. It ain't been working and it ain't going to ever work. Okay? So stop trying to be cute. You need to the statement from that man needed to be something like, upon further review, we realize what a complete asset NeNe Leakes is to the Bravo family. Everything that she brings to the household, everything that she brings talent-wise, the charisma, the catchphrases, the memes that have lasted decades. She's the gift that keeps on giving. She is, as Matthew Knowles said, the reason why the lights have been on. Lights off, lights on. We look forward to discussing ways that are mutually beneficial for us to collaborate again and bring NeNe Leakes back into the forefront on the show that she built as deserved. Now you can play around with that, but that's where it needed to go. Pussyfooting around the issue. Nah. Also in this article, that man said that Kenya Moore potentially has an opportunity to return after Moore departed Real Housewives of Atlanta amid her own controversy. Berg suggested that the door might not be completely closed for her either. And it shouldn't be. Especially based off of everything that we know unfolded with. Who was that girl? It wasn't Kelly. Brooke. Wasn't it? Is it Brooke? The girl that said it wasn't even her at the end of the day. So what we even doing? Everything is null and void. I can't be cyber bullying, porn, revenging, none of that. And it ain't even her. Immediately send me my check and my shooting schedule. That show, that franchise needs NeNe Leakes is the foundation. It needs Kenya Moore. I'm gonna put Porsha in the parking lot. Let me find it. I would like to see what's the lady that Claudia. I want Claudia on there. I want Eva Marcel back on there. Let's see. That's Eva, Claudia, NeNe, Kenya. How many housewives can we get? Is it 5? Candy. I thought I wanted Phaedra on there, but she gave us absolutely nothing. So just give us Candy back. The way y'all dropped the ball on not having Candy on there, the season that she was doing that play with Denzel and all of Black Hollywood came out. That's what I want. And whoever else y'all got to bring to build around here, I don't care. But those are the mainstays that need to be a part of this franchise. All right. That's it for As the Housewives to Prisoner Pipeline, Churn's Child. I actually don't even have the strength to deal with this next topic, but I'm going to listen. Nicki Minaj. Monica, Tanya, Mirage. Please explain to us the pathway to MAGA. How does one go from Barbz to MAGA? How did we make that leap? How did we make this jump? Okay. Nicki Minaj has inserted herself in this administration's BS. They played a few of her records, child, in some of the AI reels. She was beyond flattered by that. Next thing we know, she is at the UN giving full pledge allegiance to the most despicable administration that we've ever had in modern times. How did this happen? Walk us through it. Walk us through the thought process. Okay. I'm trying. Faith is under attack, Nicki Minaj spreads misleading information at the United Nations. This is Rolling Stone's article. They say Nicki's claim of extremism against Nigerian Christians like Trump's aren't backed by any data at all. In your own words, Nicki, Tanya Mirage, sympathy, and payola. Here. Nicki Minaj spoke at the United Nations headquarters today, calling out what she perceives as extremism against Christians in Nigeria. Take some notes. There's some key places, people, and events that I'm going to have some follow-up notes for y'all when I finish this article. She says, I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on a global stage and calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria. She said, also asserting in her 4-minute speech that today faith is under attack in way too many places in Nigeria. So she gave a 4-minute speech. Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Nicki Minaj claims churches have been burned, families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly because of how they pray. Listen. Tell me how that's not any different than what's happening here. Insert here, United States. We got domestic terrorism at home. persecution based on your beliefs at home. ICE in my city throwing people in concentration camps at home. Before Minaj's speech, UN Ambassador Mike Waltz echoed the notion of persecution against Christians before thanking Nicki for taking the UN podium to demand action for Christians. See how all my curls can fill out? Because they too are flatlined at the booth. Minaj's speech prefaced a panel discussion entitled Combating Religious Violence and Killing of Christians in Nigeria. The speech comes weeks after she made an X post lauding the Trump Truth Social post that claimed that Christianity was under an existential threat in Nigeria. Elsewhere in November, she shared a pro-MAGA clip posted by the White House's X account, which was soundtracked by her Bees in the Trap hit, child. Because decorum is gone. As well as a xenophobic, transphobic video highlighting Trump's accomplishments since beginning his second term, which resulted in her losing over 100,000 followers. Let's listen to a little bit of her speech.
Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for my entire career, and I will continue to stand for that.
Rapper and activist Nicki Minaj, who has been outspoken about her Christian faith, using her platform of 28 million followers and teaming up with the Trump administration to bring global attention to the persecution of Christians in Nigeria by Islamic terrorists. Our very own Harris Faulkner moderated a panel with the music icon and UN Ambassador Michael Waltz.
Especially as artists and people in entertainment, I think it sometimes can feel scary to speak up about anything that may not be the norm or the popular thing to speak about.
Girl, what is you saying? What are you talking about?
Getting a lot of attention.
Long story short, Onika Tanya Mirage, and honestly, I'm not really even talking to you. You have young, impressionable, and y'all shouldn't even be that daggone young no more. Barbz should be all of the tender age of 24 years old. Okay? My question to you, because I know that you're not dumb, and I know that you have good sense. Nicki Minaj, is this not you? 2 months ago? Less than 2 months ago? Is this not you crashing out against Cardi B, who was about 9.5 months pregnant at the time? Is this not you? Is this not you saying, and I quote, culture, you a roach and a monkey like your sister? Culture, a vulture, and her mama a crow? Is this not you? Where was the Christian like behavior in this? Drop the book. Drop the book, drop the passage. Another question for you, Onika Tanya Mirage, and or the Barbz. Why is it that whenever sexual predators are around, you are never too far behind. Because aligning yourself to this administration at this exact time, when allegedly, there are all these accusations and ties of child predatorial practices happening by the man chief in office and other members of this administration, why would you choose as an outsider to bring yourself into this? Another note, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Nicki Minaj an immigrant? Born in Trinidad. Family is from Trinidad. New York via Trinidad. So you are an immigrant speaking on behalf of a country that you immigrated to. About another country that you don't belong to. Also, Onika, Tanya Mirage, Barbz, America, if you will, United States. What part of the Bible has led y'all to believe that God is inept in fighting his own battles? Whole time he been whooping feet. Book after book after book, as Kendrick would say, he whooping feet. Who told y'all to be starting all these wars on his path, in his name? It's in direct opposition of the actual instruction that this book says to follow. Separation of church and state. Anyone ever heard of it? Anyone ever heard of it? We going to war over somebody's religious beliefs in another person's country? That's our business. How? Beyonce then told y'all that America's got a problem. Line it up. You are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. You got to think about the music that you like and then sit there and be like, do I like this music so much that I will just pretend that I have lost all the good God-given common sense that has been bestowed upon me? Let's move on. Let's move on. Because enough is enough. Enough is enough. While we're talking about politics, And listen, it's been a lot going on this season of America. So really, where should I start? Where should I start with this? Okay. Folks have been busy this week on this season of America 2025. All right. I made a little song, though. Want to hear it? Here we go. Let me look at my notes. Hold on, let me drink my water, my tea. On the seventh day of Christmas, the United States gave to me pedophiles, pedophiling, Republican treason and collusion. Planes keep on crashing. Longest shutdown happened. 8 Democrats trading. Epstein emails released. Marjorie was put on red. Trump said off with y'all heads. And Bubba is always somewhere getting blown. Where's my applause button? No, that deserved that. Thank you. Thank you. Listen. A lot has happened. I'm not going through all that list, but let's talk about the funniest. I just feel like we need to stay here with it for a little bit longer. I know it's a lot. There's a lot going on, but this moment right here deserves to cook. Bubba. Who is Bubba? And why allegedly reportedly was Trump blowing him? We just can't fly by this moment because you didn't put all type of other chaos and calamity in the news cycle. Oh no, we must marinate on this. This is Blavity reporting. Trump blowing Bubba message referencing the Epstein emails released. As U.S. lawmakers release a massive amount of documents connected to a convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, the public has become particularly focused on an email that makes a reference to Donald Trump blowing Bubba. Blavity continues, per the email released on Wednesday, that reference came from Epstein's brother, Mark. Now, what did Mark Epstein say about Trump blowing Bubba? In that 2018 email, it shows Mark telling his brother Jeffrey to ask Trump advisor Steve Bannon, I like to call him Wormtail, but yes, we can use his other name here, Steve Bannon, if Russian President Vladimir Putin has the photo of Trump blowing Bubba. Then it goes on in that email to say, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. Mark Epstein wrote in the email, according to Newsweek, although Bubba is the nickname of Bill Clinton, let's just stop right there. Let's stop right there for a second. There's no need to rush past that. Because Bubba is the nickname of Bill Clinton. These are facts. What was the movie Get Hard about? Let's go to IMDb. Let's see what that movie was about. I personally didn't watch it. Let's put up a synopsis. Okay. Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart. Okay. When millionaire James King is jailed for fraud and bound for San Quentin, he turns to Donnell Lewis to prep him to go behind bars. You and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. Mark, however, has told Newsweek that the comment is not referring to Clinton. However, Newsweek reported that Mark didn't provide any additional explanation about the reference because in this time that this is dropped, y'all have been on the TikTok and on the Instagram and everywhere the social media has been social, saying that Bill Clinton is Bubba, and or there was a horse that belongs to Madame Maxwell named Bubba. Now, we can't be sure, allegedly, but what we can be sure of is that Mark is making accusations that Trump was blowing somebody or something named Bubba. And that don't sound too copacetic. While the email has caused some people to assume Trump may have performed oral sex, U.S. Rep. Robert Garcia says it's not clear what Mark was referring to in the email. I mean, it's not unclear. Bubba blowed Trump. Bubba blowed by Trump. It's not unclear. We may not know who Bubba is, but we know who Bubba shouldn't be. And we know that Bubba shouldn't be getting blowed by y'all's president. Based on y'all good old Christian values that you're trying to go over there to Nigeria and take over the land and start defense of. Bloodshed, massacre, what not have you. You shouldn't be over here getting blowed by Bubba. We're not sure actually what that's in reference to, obviously. So is it a joke? Is it not? Who's he talking about? We don't know. Garcia said per the Advocate, and which is why it's important for people to know that these emails that we got, they're from the Epstein estate, right? We got these emails through a subpoena through the estate, and it pales in comparison to what the Department of Justice has to get us as a committee. Listen, the lightning fire urgency for which them files were able to get released after he became the butt of the joke for a day or two, unprecedented. If this is how we get action, I keep telling y'all, he don't like his fifis hurt. Mocking him is how you get action. Therefore, this Christmas, what you can do is go ahead, head over there to Etsy. Correct. The same place that the witches of Eastwick was over there uniting in. And you can go ahead over there on Etsy channel and get some merchandise to wear to Thanksgiving. For some of y'all, you know, this is inappropriate in my household because it's not applicable to us. But for some of y'all, they got the daddies and the sisters and the uncles and aunties that are still brainwashed. This will bring cheer to your holiday day. They say that there's a wave of Epstein, Bubba, inappropriate Trump, Clinton merch on Etsy. Look at this. They've got Christmas ornaments, t-shirts, stickers, wallpaper. Last week, Congress released more than 23,000 pages of documents from the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's estate to the public. Since then, the bombshell releases have garnered commentary for the Trump administration, thousands of internet users, SNL, and merch sellers on Etsy. Listen, you've got a flood of merchandise inspired by the Epstein emails over there on Etsy and Amazon if you want to get your 2-day delivery. Get it before Black Friday because y'all supposed to be striking. Hey, listen. Then y'all start making big and beautiful Bill jokes. Oh, I know he was livid. Oh, I know his blood pressure was high that day. That's why I'm not logged on to the internet. Yesterday, he was over there really calling for the hanging of people, retruthing and retweeting people saying hang his political opponents because his fifis are hurt. All right, you guys. I want to now talk to you guys about another very serious topic. This one really hits close to home for me, and that is what has been taking place with Black maternal care in the United States, the disparity of maternal care for Black mothers who are going to the hospital. So let's get into that. I'm going to give you guys, like I said, an exclusive. All right, on to all right, everyone, I'm moving on to a serious topic. And I'm going to give you some more details that have been left out of the press because this, of course, is happening to my own family. So lately in the news cycle, you may have heard of 2 different stories where Black women were treated unfairly while being in active labor at a hospital. The very first case happened with Carrie Jones. She's out of Dallas, Texas. This is her being in I don't even think she ever went into labor and delivery room. So she was just in a triage area. They kept her there for 30 minutes. She was in agonizing pain. She was screaming horrifically. And all they could do was bother themselves with asking her registration questions and insurance information and things like that. She ended up delivering her baby 12 minutes later in one of the most undignified matters that could have happened. I do believe that as a result, her baby may have had some health issues, and she may have had some health issues as it relates to that birth not being more closely monitored by a physician and treated with care. Before I could even process this, and I was planning on coming on here and talking to you guys about her situation, I started getting phone calls and texts early in the morning informing me that my cousin, Leon Wells, was experiencing something similar at Franciscan Health Hospital, where his wife was being turned away even though she was in active labor. More so, they were escorted out by security and treated like criminals. I want to give more details about this story, but I'm going to play you some footage because something that's come out of this is that the family was being rude, or the family some kind of way contributed to them having to be escorted out with security. So I'm just going to play you a little bit of footage.
And she's in active labor.
want you to pay attention to Mercedes, who is in active labor, her demeanor right now.
It's the table in the bed, so you can do that. Let's see what kind of view we have.
Is this your car? No. Oh, sorry. I thought this was your car.
So here you can see that she's crying and she's asking them why are they pushing her so fast, but she's not raising her voice. She's not being belligerent, and no one that's there, her mother is there with her, is also not raising her voice or being belligerent.
Feel my stuff. Feel how hard this is. She's talking about my uterus.
My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we gotta transfer her to a different hospital while she's in labor, in pain. Unjust.
Okay. You want me to push this out? No.
So that's now her husband that's pushing her to his truck. Okay, so it was important for me to share that clip in full, simply because I think that it's long enough sample for you to understand the kind of demeanor that both Mercedes, her husband Leon Wells, and her mother had. If they at that point, at the heights of disrespect and dehumanization, being escorted out of a place that should be helping them, that should be of service to them, that should be providing care and vital attention to them, have not only told them that they're not welcome there, that they must leave, but called security to escort them out. The security was walking behind those two nurses. If in that moment, no one is cursing, no one is being belligerent, no one is raising their voice. You heard Mercedes' mom. She's simply kind of narrating, because I know that probably at this moment, she's like, I'm going to send this to the family. Why was security needed? And this goes into that whole unfair bias discrimination that Black moms and Black families face in the U.S. healthcare system. I'm also going to show you just this video really quickly. So that was just a really quick snippet, but in it you can see that, hey, they're still driving. I mean, I think at some point, maybe the car got pulled over on the side of the road, but they're now driving to another hospital, and she has given birth. And no, this is not a hoax. I know that was something that came up, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play you guys the video of me interviewing Leon Wells' sister, so my cousin, Dr. Joy, and she's going to give you more of a play-by-play insight onto what exactly went on, what are some details that are getting left out of mainstream media, and like what are some next steps that we can take to kind of eradicate this. So I'm going to play that for you guys, and then I will come back and we'll close the show out. All right, everybody. I have the pleasure of bringing onto the show Dr. Sharice Joy Thompson. Put some respect on those credentials.
Come on.
But as you guys know, I wanted to share the story with you, and I have an exclusive because this is actually my family that this is happening to. So Dr. Sharice Joy, I just call her Joy. Y'all got to call her.
That's right. You can call me Dr. Joy for this segment.
Okay. Thank you, boo. Thank you. So, you know, this hits so close to home, and I wanted to just give you an opportunity because I know, thank goodness, it's getting picked up by a lot of mainstream media outlets, but I know I got text from Auntie and they're like, they're getting the story wrong, like they're missing so much information. Yes. And so I just wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of fill in the blanks for people, but let's just go back, right? Let's just go back because this, of course, is coming right on the heels of what happened to Carrie Jones. Mm-hmm. And so on November 14th, Carrie Jones, who is a Dallas, Texas woman, was in active labor and was never admitted, never seen by a physician, and forced to give birth right there. I don't know if they ever even took her back. And they were just asking her a whole bunch of insurance questions instead of like using common sense and taking care of her. That happened on November 14th. Before we could even really process that outrage, this story with our family happened, November 16th?
Yes.
So less than 48 hours. So that, of course, happened in Dallas, Texas. This took place in Indiana. Kind of walk me through what occurred. And I'm going to play a video so you can kind of I want to show them Mercedes. So this happened to Mercedes Wells. Leon Wells is Dr. Joy's brother.
Yes.
That's my cousin. Mm-hmm. And I want to just show her.
It's hard for me to watch
every time I
hear it.
You can see that she is in agonizing pain. Mm-hmm. Kind of just walk us through why was she there? Was this like her main place, the facility that she would go to? Was her doctor located there? Why did she go to Franciscan Health this day?
Well, I'm going to start here. Mercedes grew up in Northwest Indiana. She's very familiar with the area. Her parents still live in the area, and she was visiting family. The baby was not due until November 30th. So they told her November 30th, November 29th, or the first week of December, but they decided to stick with the November 30th date. So November 16th is early. And so she was not expecting to go into labor. She was visiting family, and that was the nearest hospital to where she is because her parents live in Northwest Indiana.
And so she gets there. What time of day or night is it?
So she started contracting at 12-ish, and she got there around 12:30 or so. She called ahead.
So this
And
is
we started-
AM or PM?
AM. She called
So
ahead.
she called ahead. And so what can you share with us what they instructed her to do when she called
To
ahead?
come straight to the emergency room.
Okay.
And that's what she did. She went straight to the emergency room. But when she was brought upstairs to labor and delivery, she was not taken to a birthing room. She was taken to triage. And from there, that's when she started feeling, that was the first question, like, why am I in this room and not going to the birthing room? I told you I'm in labor.
Yeah.
And so, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to ask, how long was she in the waiting room?
Not even, she told me like 15 minutes or so, not even that long. I don't know. I think they came down right away to get her.
Okay, so they came down from the waiting room, and 15 minutes they brought her to, I guess, the triage area
of the labor delivery floor.
Of the L&D floor. And so now she's being seen by nurses, the personnel there. And so, okay, walk me through that. Are they monitoring her, hooking her up, checking the baby out? Like, what are they saying at this point?
So from my understanding, she was checked, her cervix was checked. They did put the monitor on for contractions as well as the fetal monitor in the beginning. And she told them, my contractions are 10 minutes apart, that they went to 8 minutes, she was only 3 centimeters dilated is what the nurse told her. The nurse, go ahead. Did you have another?
No, I don't have anything. Go ahead.
Okay. She was 3 centimeters dilated, but again, she's in labor. So they told her to continue to, walk the floor. During that time, she was never on any monitors or anything like that when she was walking. She was not said, oh, well, if you're not past 3 centimeters, we're not keeping you. So she said that she felt already that they had it in their mind that they were not going to keep her, that they did not want that baby to be born there. And that,
okay, wait, go back because you froze a little bit. So you're saying that they had her walk the floor.
Yes,
and then at some point,
they told her that you're only 3 centimeters. She said, well, I'm in a lot of pain. I feel my contractions. And she said, well, do some walking and see if your cervix opens up more. And so she did walking. She walked around the floor. And this is from 1 o'clock until 5:30. And then she was checked again or so, around that time frame, checked again. And she was told that she was still 3 centimeters dilated and then she had to go home. And Mercedes immediately started crying. I mean, you see her crying, but she had been crying from the moment she said that, because she said, I'm about to give birth. I can tell. She's like, if you can, and the nurse said, you're still 3 centimeters. I can feel the head, but you're still 3 centimeters. She said, well, if you can feel the head, am I still 3 centimeters?
Right.
And she said, yes. She said, I'm telling you, I don't think I'm 3 centimeters. I think this is not, Mercedes is 38. This is her 4th child. The nurse was 25.
Let's slow down. So she's 38 years old. To my understanding, at that age, that already kind of makes you more of a high risk pregnancy. So a little bit more of extra care and concern and alert just around protecting the mother, because at that age, that is a mature pregnancy. So she's 38, and this is her. You said this is her first pregnancy.
Fourth.
So she's been through this process, and she knows what it means to give birth and how far along she of course knows her own body.
Yes.
At any
the nurse
point,
was 25. She let her know that she was 25. She had been a nurse for 2 years on the mental health floor for a year or so, and then she has been on the L&D floor for a couple months.
So what happened when Mercedes asked to see a physician before she was discharged? Because I know that she asked for a doctor.
Yes, and she was told that the doctor had already given the orders to discharge her, and she wasn't able. And so she was like, I can't go home. Like, I can't be discharged. And she pleaded with them.
So
she begged them.
Based on your information, without even seeing her personally, the doctor is giving the orders to discharge
based on the nurse,
patient, based on the nurse's information.
Mm-hmm.
And so did the family make it clear that they were feeling uncomfortable, that they had those concerns, that they did not want to leave, and they were just still dismissed? Or was
they
there
walked
any
them
kind
out
of...
with security?
Okay. So we kind of don't even see that in the video.
No, you don't. But the nurse first of all, the nurse that discharged her was not the nurse that took her down.
Okay.
She knew that Mercedes' mother was recording. She started recording.
Mm-hmm.
So she had these two nurses take her down, and they also had a security guard. You don't see him, but he is walking them out.
What was why did they?
Because she was crying and she wanted to stay.
So
and they
basically forced her.
Yes, they forced her to leave. And my brother is right there, and he goes and he's like, we just gonna have to go to another hospital because it was clear that they were not welcome there.
So we kind of have heard, and I'll play it back again. We kind of hear the tone. Of course, the family is frustrated, but we hear Mercedes' mother in the background a lot, and she has the most even keel tone. Her voice is not raised. Some of the time we hear her praying. Of course, Mercedes is visibly upset, but she's more so, I mean, she's still very composed for someone who is in active labor.
That's her character.
In pain. And yet the family was still kind of treated like criminals and escorted out with security, instead of hearing the concerns, the very valid concerns. Mercedes is then taken to not transferred by the hospital to another hospital.
No.
Leon Wells, her husband, is now driving her on the road. Talk us through that. So you guys,
so you're gonna see her. They wheel her out, and she goes into the truck, and the hospital is right there and the expressway is right there. So immediately when they pull off, they call 911 because she says, I'm in labor and I'm about to give birth.
Okay.
So he's on the phone with my mother, Auntie Charlotte, your aunt, and
that's my aunt. Yes.
911.
Okay.
And they're praying and trying to get in contact. And he's like trying to figure out what to do. And so they're trying to get to the next hospital, which is 30 minutes away, Munster Community.
So it is a 30. So that's again another risk factor, right? So
Correct.
we have someone who's already at high risk pregnancy, in agonizing pain, and having to travel on their own without medical professionals, not being transferred via ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital doesn't know you're arriving at this point, and you're 30 minutes away.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're driving on the expressway. 8 minutes in, she says, I have to push.
Wow.
With one hand, he's driving. The other hand, he rips her pants off. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I'm going to show on a stage.
So sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. So after so long, the lights go off. Okay.
Yes.
So, she says, I'm about to give birth. She said, you have to help me with these pants. I got to get these pants off.
Mm-hmm.
He rips her pants off. He looks down, and the baby's head comes out.
Now, I've known my cousin to be of many talents, and I'm referring to
he is a hero.
Wells.
He is a hero.
And he's definitely a hero. I've texted him and I've let him know that. But soon, however, what medical experience does your brother, my cousin Leon Wells, have in regards to safely delivering a baby?
None.
If there is any emergency where like the umbilical cord may have been tangled, CPR, anything.
None. He prayed and he asked God to help him. He pulled over and he said he, with his bare hands, saw the baby coming out and he caught the baby. He caught the baby as the baby came out. 2 pushes, the baby was out.
I mean, this is something out of a movie.
It is, but
however, it's terrifying if you are if you can just think about going through this experience and you're already kind of like in this moment, the most vulnerable moment you can possibly be in, you're giving birth, and now don't even have the peace of mind to be in like a stable position to know that your care providers are there,
sanitized environment.
Anything can happen on the road. It's a blessing that mom and baby are safe now. What details from this story have not been conveyed, or what are some questions after seeing the story being shared so many times that people still have? I know I went on your Instagram and you were letting people know that this is not a hoax. Absolutely not a hoax. You can see the umbilical cord. You're like the blue thing right there. I'm a doctor. I'm letting you know. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm letting you know.
Exactly.
That's what that means. But
that's the thing. Yes.
Yeah. What are just some other kind of like misconceptions or misinformation when it comes to the story that you would like to clear up for the family?
The first thing was that they were irate, or that they were somehow kicked out the hospital. They were not kicked out the hospital. She was discharged and forced to leave. The other thing is, people ask, if she lives in Chicago, or Chicagoland, why was she in Northwest Indiana and Crown Point? That the reality is, it's not that far. And that was the nearest hospital when she was in early labor. That was the nearest hospital that she was that was near her. So that's the place that she went. And she called ahead.
So they were expecting her. I
think called ahead.
The truth of the
so
matter,
they were expecting her.
The truth of the matter is, it's so, to some people, not to Black women, right? But to other people who have not experienced this, it's so bewildering just to imagine that without a cause, you could be treated in such an inhumane way. And so they're trying to come up with reasons. Oh, maybe, you were presenting a threat to the hospital staff. That was absolutely not the case. Or, why did you go to this specific hospital? The truth of the matter is, in the United States of America, there is no hospital that any woman should not be able to be admitted to, care for, seen in appropriate time, and have the appropriate course of action taken when it comes to delivering a baby.
Yes. Let me just start here and say this, is to piggyback what you just said. The reality is, as a society, we victim shame.
Yeah.
We look at the victim and we ask, the person that has been hurt, or what did you do? Why were you there? What did you wear? What did you say? Instead of asking, why did this hospital not take care of my sister-in-law?
Yeah.
That's the reality. Why was the hospital negligent? Why was the structure not in place, the processes not in place, the personnel not in place that were willing and able to listen to her, to hear her, care for her? And that's the question, not what did she do? The question is, what didn't they do? And we see it's a lot they did not do. They did not protect her. They did not care for her. It was not a hospital is supposed to be a safe place. In this particular case, it was not safe.
Yeah. I want to go over some data. Let's kind of help frame for people. These are findings from the CDC. This is taken from the Policy Center for Maternal Mental Health. and they are reporting that the disparities have widened for Black women who now have a mortality rate of 50.3 deaths per 100,000 live births. All right, that is on average more than 3 times more the rate for white women, and significantly higher than Hispanic and Asian women. And Black women had 50 deaths for every 100,000 live births in 2023, which is up from 2022. We don't have any data yet from CDC from 2024 or 2025, but this is decades-long trend lines that we're seeing where there is a discrepancy and a disparity in the treatment that Black women face when they are giving birth in a hospital.
I mean, I've heard from various experts in this field that have and advocates. For example, Nurse Hamilton, Jen Hamilton, she discussed how up until 2015, most nurses' textbooks talk about in the culture section how Black women have a higher tolerance of pain, and how Black women, sometimes can deal with pain differently, and that adds to, I think, the bias and the stereotypes that are perpetuated in the society. The reality is that Black women are often put in positions because of biases and prejudice ideas about who they are, and they were judged. They were both my brother and his wife. And I think that's another misconception, not saying that, when people have babies together, they don't have a partnership or a lifelong partnership. There's nothing, but this is his wife.
Yeah.
And they have committed to each other to raise their children and to, honor God and to be good citizens of these United States of America. And so they were not treated that way. They were not treated like tax-paying citizens of the United States.
I think that's an excellent point. I have a report here from the KFF, and they've also documented that there are studies that have found that high-income Black women have the same risk of dying in the first year following childbirth as the poorest white women. Okay. Other research shows that Black women are significantly have higher risk of severe maternal morbidity, such as preeclampsia, and that's significantly more common than maternal death. So it's not just the risk of death, but it's all of these health challenges, it's all of these racial biases that we face in the healthcare system. What is the family asking for at this time? Like, what does justice look for our family? As you mentioned, this didn't happen to a family that is not supportive of each other, that is not close-knit. This is a hardworking family. I know Leon is a business owner. He's a small business owner. He's been that for decades. He's had his own business, church going family, successful business. Like honestly, the family is in its own right pillars of the community, and we were still treated this way and still seen as less than and inferior in the healthcare system. So it's not just us that we're asking justice for. I want to make that clear. But what is the ask right now? What do we want to ask people to do to help us?
Well, first, we simply just want for the hospital to meet with my family and their attorney. That's first off.
Okay.
We would like to see her records. We would like accountability. We would like, a lot of different, we want some answers. We think there needs to be some policy changes at the very least. The reality is labor is an emergency and some laws were violated here. So maybe we need to do some state laws. we want some macro change. We're not looking for micro change here. We're looking for macro change. And then, we'll see where that takes us. But the reality, at first, we need accountability. That's for sure. We need accountability. We need an apology. We need a statement that explains what happened. And we need this not to ever happen again to another family.
Really quickly, you mentioned some laws being violated. We do have in place the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act law. This was shared to me by Attorney Anderson on her Lawyer Bay Esquire Instagram page. And so I just want to go through here, and you can blink twice if you let me know. I don't want you to say for legal reasons, but you can let me know if any of this is sounding real familiar in this case. So the first thing is this law requires a mandatory full evaluation. That means that if a pregnant woman arrives and she's having contractions, the hospital must check for dilation, monitor the baby's heart rate, assess the contraction pattern, check vitals, and rule out emergencies like bleeding, preeclampsia, or fetal distress. Okay. The second thing this law requires is that they can't turn patients away. Okay, under this law, you can't be sent to another hospital because you have no insurance, because your OB delivers somewhere else, the unit is busy, or the staff simply does not want to deal with it. Mm-hmm. And you must have safe transfers. Okay, approved by a physician, accepted by the receiving hospital, documented, monitored, done with medical personnel, safe for both the mother and the baby. This was the second one that went out of order, but there must be mandatory stabilization. So if a pregnant woman is in labor, you got to treat her, monitor her, ensure the baby is safe, manage any pain and bleeding, seizures, high blood pressure, all of that good stuff. So a quick glance is not enough. Not doing a full evaluation is considered a violation under this law. You cannot discharge or transfer unstabilized patients. You must assess and stabilize patients first. And telling someone to drive somewhere else is a violation. Okay. Failing to document or respond to distress. Any of those things. Waiting, like the case with Carrie Jones, waiting because of an insurance issue. All of these are behaviors that violate the law. So if you're watching that this is happening to you or a family member, you can report these type of violations to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, or just research whatever the applicable state agency is in your area. But to Dr. Joy's point, there needs to be a conversation. I know that it was reported by ABC that there was a statement that came out from the hospital. This is from the CEO, Raymond Grady, that they are aware of the video and the concerns, and that they, don't want to make these situations more difficult for people. But have they reached out to the family yet? As of today, November 20th, has the family heard from this hospital?
From my understanding, no. They are not releasing, they're refusing to release our medical records. They're refusing to meet with the attorney and and my family, our family. So I think they're conducting an internal investigation, and then afterwards, perhaps hopefully we'll be able to have answers, but we want answers now.
I think that's more than fair. I think the ask is more than fair. The ask for accountability, the ask for justice, the ask that people be treated like humans when they are in distress and giving birth. Dr. Joy, any last sentiments? I have the number down at the bottom for people to call who want to kind of urge the hospital to say, hey, the family is asking that you come to the table. They're asking to review their records. They're asking for transparency. We are demanding that this is done. We want to see accountability. Is there any other thing aside from that you would want to say before we let you go? Because I know you have
write a review.
Passes.
Yes, I do have class. Yes, to write a review. You know, we're the hospital is transferring the calls to a voicemail that has a full mailbox. So, write, tag, post. We're gonna. I think there'll be some more press conferences and perhaps protests and things that might happen. We're not sure, depending on how long things take, I guess. But we need to. They need to be held accountable. Period. So, let your voice be heard. If you're as outraged as I am, and as we are, and most of the nation is, please let your voice be heard. So this doesn't happen to anyone else. It shouldn't.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Joy, for being here with us today. We are definitely going to stay on top of this. We're definitely going to share, continue to let our voices be heard until we have the justice and accountability, not just for our family, but for everybody's family. It's been time for this not to be an issue anymore. We're going to let you go. Have a fun class.
Thank you. I'm posting every day on TikTok, so people can follow for more, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care. That was my interview with my cousin, Dr. Joy. I'm going to close this out with some closing notes for everybody. Just a few more takeaways, if you will, that you can think about. I'm going to actually bring out my notepad. All right, so here we go. After that interview, I followed up with Dr. Joy, and she says that still as of this date, the hospital is refusing to release Mercedes Wells records, which means that our family does not have the nurses' names. That was one of my questions to her, is like, do we know the exact person's name who was mainly interacting and making these decisions? We don't, because they won't release Mercedes records. We don't have the nurse's name. The family doesn't even have the doctor's name that made the decision to discharge her. We don't have any ability to review like what her actual health stats were. And so that is still posing an issue. I want to recap. Let's just recap because it's important. So I'm, putting my very serious reporting face on. So Franciscan Health, Crown Point, refused to continuously safely keep and monitor Mercedes, as she was letting them know that she remained in active labor due to her being, in their opinion, only 3 centimeters dilated. However, even upon insisted request, the doctor refused to see Mercedes in person. Could you imagine? Can you imagine going to a hospital and having any serious medical emergency, but especially giving birth, and a doctor can't even be bothered to come talk to you, even if he or she, because we don't know, making the decision to discharge her, just have the common decency to say that to her face so that could provide some type of comfort so that she wouldn't continuously be stressed, unnecessarily. Then to add insult to injury to an already dehumanizing experience, okay, the hospitals had my family escorted out like criminals, okay, instead of helping. So we could get the security here in record speed, no problem. But getting an actual doctor in the hospital to see a pregnant woman in active labor, unable to fulfill that request. Mind you, at no point were the cameras ever pointed to the hospital staff, the nurse, the personnel, which is why we don't have their names or are able to help have even put the information out to you to say, hey, help us identify them. That's how much of not being a nuisance or not being threatening to the staff my family was being at this time. As a result of Franciscan's health and Crown Point actions, Mercedes was forced to give birth in an unsafe and unsanitized environment, okay? Mind you, she's now have a newborn baby in an unsanitized truck with the nearest hospital being 30 miles away. Can you imagine what could have possibly happened? The risk that could have possibly happened giving birth in a vehicle, in a moving vehicle, or on the side of the road with no professional medical supervision. Anything could have happened. Any kind of additional birthing emergency could have happened, and there would have been no assistance there. You heard Dr. Joy say that the hospital has now turned off their phone. They are telling us to call Tyrone. They've turned off their phone. They sending me mailbox full. You know how irritating that is to call somebody and try to leave a voicemail. And then you get some mailbox that you're trying to reach is full right now. So you mean to tell me you couldn't even be bothered enough to have a crisis management team on hand, or community relations team perhaps on hand, to take calls and set up like a little war room or whatever, and take calls and take notes and write down everybody that's taking the time to call in and ask for action, and then take that to your scene? Just putting on everybody on red, huh? Interesting. The hospital is refusing to release records to meet with the family and their attorney. Okay. Listen, this whole ordeal, whoever experienced this doesn't just impact mom, baby, and dad. This impacts the whole family. Their parents are seniors. My aunt is a senior. My uncle is a senior. And, you know, the family started sending these group texts and through group threads, and everybody is like frantic. Like everybody is stressed, feels helpless, and is frantic in this moment. And yes, the baby is safe now. Mercedes was safe when she gave birth, but that doesn't mean that she's out of the weeds. Like there's so much research that says that, you know, you're still at a high risk, all the way up to maybe even being a year or two postpartum. Okay. Just due to complications. So we need her records. We need her records, and we need to kind of ascertain everything that was going on when she went into that hospital. I find it quite interesting that throughout this, because yes, maybe one person is being ignorant or being inexperienced. Maybe let's take racism. I'm not going to put her on a shelf for a long time, but for a short time, let's put her on the shelf. Let's say that this was not due to discrimination or racial bias. My cousin, Dr. Joy, mentioned that this nurse was perhaps maybe she told them that she was 25 years old. Okay. Had only been there for a couple of months in that L&D ward. Why was there no interjections by more senior staff? Why didn't anyone else intervene on the personnel to try to offer solutions or try to make this better. Listen, if this is not enough information for you to feel sympathy or empathy, and I'm going to now take racism back off the shelf and make that be an option. In the words of Matthew McConaughey in the movie A Time to Kill, I want you to imagine that she was white. Okay? I want you to imagine that this was a white woman that this happened to. Does this happen to white women? Are there cases, reported cases of white women historically being turned away from hospitals while in active labor? Because, hey, I come on this show week after week, or however often, and I tell you guys about how deep the racism is rooted in this country and how it impacts everybody. The reason that we have midwives and doulas in this country is because of the discrimination and disparity and the high risk and just the outright refusal to admit Black people into hospitals, to not allow us to be integrated into hospitals to give birth. So it's 2025. It's listen, we blink and it's 2026. When is enough enough? Day after day. Thank y'all so much for watching this week's show. Please, like Dr. Joy said, if you are interested in helping our family, continue to tag, share, repost this video, share any of the videos that you see, make your own videos, and tag Franciscan Health and Crown Point and let them know, hey, first and foremost, don't appreciate you sending us to a mailbox that's full. How dare you not listen to complaints from the community for which you serve? Continue to demand justice and accountability. Continue to take care of yourselves. You can follow me everywhere at Chantel Siobhan. I'm gonna try to be back next week, y'all. I'm really trying to get my cadence back, but as you can see, got a whole lot going on. But thank you so much for being here, for watching me. You can listen to the show wherever podcasts are listened to: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to this show and take care of yourselves. Be well. Bye.